I went to analyze some of the health habits from an article I saw a few days ago talking about the Cavinder twins. So for those of you who might not know, Haley and Hannah Cavinder are twin basketball players who happen to be very attractive and so also have a massive social media following. And a few days ago, they revealed their routines and diet, and I liked a lot of these habits, while I also questioned some of the others. So let's take a look together. And just to be clear, if any of you are wondering what are my qualifications when it comes to this,
do you know who I am? I'm the Don, the boss.
So while I don't like to mention this too often, because of my issues when it comes to the whole school system, but I do have a degree in nutrition and dietetics, but more importantly to me, I've done years and years of research on literally every nutrition habit out there, every diet. I've also studied Weston A. Price's methods and ancestral-based eating, and I've also been on my own holistic healing journey from a life-threatening illness. So the article's called What Wellness Looks Like for Haley and Hannah Cavinder, Coffee, Castor Oil Packets, and Beach Walks. So both of them are early risers. Mornings are a moment of peace and the best time for us to have 30 to 45 minutes to ourselves, which I think is great. I fully agree with that. I do the same thing myself. I go outside, I meditate, I drink some high quality structured water with lime in it. They also claim to do a morning devotional, journal, and have their coffee. Now this is interesting. So it says here both of them are big on lowering their cortisol, but yet both of them drink a lot of coffee. So here's where I'm going to be disagreeing a little bit here, because then they go and say, we're huge caffeine girlies for sure. They love energy drinks, including ghost energy drinks, which I'm not a fan of energy drinks basically at all.
Have you ever had a Red Bull? I never had a Red Bull before, but I had a Red Bull last night. I really like Red Bull.
Outside a few maybe organic brands here and there, if you can even find them. So I'm personally not a fan of coffee. I know it's a hot topic, and some nutrition people out there are all for it, while others are totally against it. Now, of course, there is a big difference between organic, high-quality coffee versus commercial Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, which I'm sure probably has mold and other toxins. But beyond that, caffeine can often deplete your adrenals and raise your cortisol levels.
Doesn't Red Bull make you crash pretty hard?
No. I don't think so. No.
As well as your overall stress levels and stress hormones. So if you are a coffee drinker, you don't want to become too dependent on coffee for your energy. Don't turn it into something where you're so overly reliant and so dependent on it that you can't possibly go without it. And also, as I'm sure most of us know, a lot of people are going to replace the lack of sleep with caffeine, which isn't good and is eventually going to catch up to you. And furthermore, coffee can also mess with a lot of people's gut health, especially if you're having it on an empty stomach. So as I always say, see what works best for you, test different things out, but just be cautious.